Ireland and now Dublin, the fourth instalment of this increasingly relevant and relentlessly ramping rivalry. A Quilter Nation Series blockbuster to draw down affairs in Dublin this November. Gibson Park looks so comfortable when he stepped in at 10 last week and shows fly half hands to release low, a try scorer. Over in South Africa last summer, Prendergast, so much expectation, sells his other starlet.
Outside 10!
But then catches an edge off his boot. Hansen,
That's fine,
hand bandaged up heavily at training yesterday. He was a doubt, but he's already getting an early touch. Just his second start in the fullback jersey for Ireland, and what a muscular carry from Baird. Low,
14,
back to the boot.
out.
Can't, wrong foot, Cheslin Colby. The mist from the pyrotechnics has hardly cleared, and already it's a huge start, a fiery start from both sides, and Bundee Aki, you feel, has a big game in him tonight, wins the penalty.
Ball, please, then off your feet.
Yeah, frenetic start by both teams, really good from Ireland, getting to the edge on a couple of occasions. James Lowe choosing to nudge the ball through rather than carrying into the collision zone. Oh yeah, great start. Began with a dropout that looked more akin to a Garryowen. It was so high, had snow on it by the time it came down, but so lovely subtlety from both teams. Lovely touch early on from Sam Prendergast, and it was second man arriving. The ruck had already formed. Matthew Carley, referee, adjudged advantage Ireland, first grade attacking position.
Sheehan circumvents the entire line out and finds the returning Van der Fleer. That hamstring strain shaken off, and then Sheehan back in for a big carry. Ireland know they have to bring the physicality, and Prendergast needs to bring the guile, almost slipping through the net, but Jasper Wiese gets his man. Oh, thunderous shot on Andrew Porter, reintroduced to the starting lineup, and then Wiese, after the shot, locks his jaws down on the ball.
Yeah, he went hard after the one when there was a penalty to South Africa, and you just see here Ireland clearing the threats, but because Porter got knocked back, the ruck is beyond it. They're off their feet, and Jasper Wiese, he is very, very quick. South Africa have a number of threats over the ball, and you can just see already they're going to go hard after that breakdown.
Put the ball down. Jameson, put the ball down. Just put the ball down.
Andy Farrell has had some autumn. Eddie Jones, Joe Schmidt,
please, thank you.
And now Rassie before him. A sense of the final boss about the South African mad professor. Fully arched and right to the tail. Peter Steph du Toit at full stretch, and South Africa with a penalty to work with.
Underneath.
Oh, Dialende shows wonderful footwork and then offloads to Wiese.
Where was that, Christoph?
Ireland scrambling, and Feinberg and Gomezulu just slotted Colby for the hole. Peter Steph du Toit, Willemse for the left-hand corner. A blitzkrieg from the box in the opening 4 minutes in Dublin.
Started with the ball. It is always the big risk when you compete and miss it that the team get the initiative, penalty advantage. Then it eventually came to this with on the gain line, and then once Mac Hansen's trying to get high to try to stop it, but once he missed that, it was just a matter of who was going to score. It felt like Dricko.
To a man, everyone has done a phenomenal job there. Cheslin Colby really impressive, because he could have overplayed his hand, carried for longer than he did, but he realized the space was out wide for the likes of Willemse, who acrobatically scores in the corner. Really, really impressive initial launch from South Africa.
No dice for Sasha Feinberg and Gomezulu. They're heavily involved here.
It needed the drama, it really did.
Sam.
It was a lovely, lovely finish. All the hard graft was done on those inside workings. Really, really impressive. Hard ball carrying, catch pass, simplicity.
Wiese loves a run-up, and he meets his match.
Use it!
And Ryan Baird feels a big autumn for him. His best run ever
ball.
In a starter's jersey. Reinach doesn't quite get that out of the middle, and somehow South Africa have kept it in play. Hansen, Aki, player of the match when they defeated the Springboks at the World Cup in France. Back to the short side, back to Lowe. One-on-one with Colby, dismissed by Lowe. But Willemse won't buy the dummy. Gibson Park, Prendergast, Aki, the third layer of attack. Hansen fizzes one to O'Brien. Tommy with the pace, but not enough power. But was there an arm in that challenge?
I think there's something in this, and there's a bit of afters as well to boot, because we're not the only ones that felt as though there was a little bit of a cheap shot thrown in there. We're going to need a replay to confirm it. It looked like a tough shoulder. It's not Peter Steff.
I suggest you get out of
It's that shot from Sasha Feinberg, Gomezulu. You could argue his body position doesn't allow for him to get his arm up, but I think that's being very generous to him.
So are you. Come on, away. Away.
Yeah, certainly, Dricko, when you get into that position, I agree with you about the body shape, but once you can put that hand behind your...
tackle, and then we've got the scuffle after, so I think we need to look at both. There's a clear check from the TMO.
Okay, so, Jacko, you'd like us to put this on the screen for a formal review? Okay. Can we just wait, please, while I move the players? You go with your team. You go clearly away with your team. We're going to look at the screen. Okay, TMO check. We're looking at the actions of South Africa 10.
Correct, looking at potential no arms and potential head contact.
Sasha Feinberg and Gomezulu's challenge on Tommy O'Brien scrutinised.
It's also, it looks, is it always illegal because his arm doesn't come up?
In full speed.
And where does he make contact?
Right, we're not going to do this until you. We're not going to do it until you move away. So
that right arm never made an attempt. It's funny from the other angle. It looks like his left is trying to get up, but ultimately it's that right arm is the problem.
The contact with that shoulder is.
Most of the force of that shoulder is into the chest. There is slight head contact.
So it's onto the shoulder and then it moves up to the head.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Christoph. Okay. So, Jacko, we have a decision.
Okay, come back to you now.
We're not convinced that it's a no-arms tackle, but we do believe that there is head contact. The player is falling, so we're going to go with a penalty restart in 15.
Okay.
Okay, hang on. Come here, and you come here. Move away. It's a penalty against you, so back on the line. What happens subsequently is not acceptable. If that happens again, a player from each side, at least, will be leaving the field and going to the bin. I don't want to hear your players telling me that players are running in when they're doing exactly the same. Control your team, control your team. That is a line in the sand. And I'm giving a penalty. That's the end of the discussion.
There's no doubt South Africa will be very relieved. There was a lot of talk in the media this week that they feel very hard done by with a couple of the red cards. Maybe that's the ledger being balanced out. That could easily have gone to the bunker, could easily have been a yellow card. Don't think any more than that, but certainly they'll be relieved, but still in a very difficult position to defend now.
Well, one thing it's done is it has stoked the fires of this bubbling crowd as Baird goes off the top and Aki is shot into the midfield of the Springboks. Short side on offer, but it's a brilliant hit from Canan Moodie. Baird, hungry for carries, travelling into Marks and Wiese. Now Doris, the captain, back wearing 8. Oh, the South Africans have quelled this attacking tide for the time being from the men in white. Prendergast to Hansen, just skirts the challenge, then the straight of Lowe, then O'Brien, still not quite there.
First on his feet.
And it is a miraculous steal on the deck. How have South Africa managed to get their sticky paws on that?
Use it! Right, enough now, Josh.
Andy Farrell will be very, very annoyed. I'm sure all week they've talked about the jackal threat, the breakdown threat from South Africa.
You're not in front of the ball and not
to be a couple of metres out and give up another turnover after some very, very good play.
This is absolutely brilliant from Thomas du Toit.
Edge of the line. Yeah.
Watch the position he gets in. Immediately, the speed at which he managed to get down and siphon the ball away there. That is a top quality skill from a very, very big man.
I think the big thing is there, Drick, as well, he lifts the ball. If he dives off his feet like that, have him try to go for the penalty, it's a penalty against him.
Option. Scrum or line? Scrum or line?
Yeah, look, this is the big thing you can't do against South Africa. You can't go mistake on mistake.
For me, that was
obviously, from a hooker's point of view, I think that's very, very harsh. But when you compete...
Well, it has been an Achilles heel of Ireland in recent times, dating all the way back to the Rugby World Cup in France. It had a reprieve last week in being flawless against Australia, but first pressure applied by the Springboks.
Yeah, and I think Paul O'Connell will be in that coach's box. Again, it looked like Ryan Bird went to spin out, and again, that miscommunication. It's the drill that is destroying them at the minute. Ireland just need to tighten that up.
Venter, Marks, du Toit, Porter, Sheehan, Furlong. Tons of pressure through the shoulders of those front rows, and now Feinberg and Ngomazulu, the moment to go, gets wiped out by Ringrose. Canan Moodie, who set up a beautiful try for Grant Williams last week.
No lift.
He's been a real mainstay of this Springbok side throughout the Rugby Championship. And so too in these autumns, and Ngomazulu, devoid of options. Picks the wrong one, no advantage either.
Africa, get off!
The insurance policy had expired. And Prendergast looked like he wanted a run from Tommy O'Brien. Instead he goes end over end for a bit of territory.
It was over.
Yeah, very, very good kick. He looked like he was going to put it in the air. I think then he looked up and saw it was Khaleesi on the wing and just said, look, let's keep turning South Africa. When you're playing a team of this size and stature, you've got to try to keep turning them. Because big men, when they're going backwards, just feel a little bit more tired. Hopefully South Africa fall into that bracket.
I think Feinberg and Ngomazulu expected the penalty advantage to go back. He was playing with a freebie, but Matthew Carley was having none of it.
Let go,
Siya Kolisi hits that seam down the Prendergast channel. Andy Farrell, very quick to bat away.
Let's play.
Journalistic inquiries as to the strength of Prendergast defence this week.
Knock on advantage.
But already South Africa looking to test the 10. The other young up-and-comer, Feinberg and Ngomazulu, picks out the best fullback in the world. Hansen, fresh from a hat-trick, chases after. Lowe's going to just about time things right with Willemse. And we play on. Wonderful flow to the match at the moment. But the call comes in. The timing was slightly off. And South Africa have the penalty.
It's an unlucky one. I think it's James Lowe is the guilty party. He does at the very last minute try and withdraw himself from the collision. He does get him in the air, even though he pulls out of it and allows him to get down to the ground with safety. The referee thought there was enough in it to penalise him.
Ireland on the line.
Sacha Feinberg and Ngomazulu has borrowed my sand wedge for a moment.
Yeah, he hit it the same direction as you normally hit it as well.
Well, he's an immense prospect, Sacha Feinberg and Ngomazulu, and he's enough that Rassie Erasmus is taking his hand away from that little hammer to smash the emergency glass that contains Handré Pollard. Marty Libot, the other option on the bench at fly half tonight. Khaleesi just rides through for some meters that weren't his to be made.
Use it! No, enough.
Reinach, 35 years old, the speed of a 20-year-old.
Unclear.
From the right hand of Sheehan.
No, good contest.
Prendergast. Hansen off the head of Archie, and Ringrose gets swallowed by Moody.
No, 12 off. Ruck already formed.
Doris, 2 Springboks set upon him.
Cobus,
the real hunger at the breakdown from the visitors at the moment. Ireland having to resource the ruck heavily.
Tackle. Right, use it.
And a high, hanging, contestable height for O'Brien to climb. Willemse doesn't gather cleanly, and the scrum will be Ireland's.
Yeah, Ireland are going to have to get this scrum now. There's only been one. But the big thing that South Africa look for, without getting too technical, is they're going to look for Andrew Porter to swing his hips out, and then they're going to try to put the force of those 3 big men in the front row through Ireland's 2 men, and Dan Sheehan and Tadhg Furlong. So Porter is going to have to be unbelievably disciplined.
Give each other enough space, okay? I'll come and have a look, but the last scrum looked a bit close on the set. On the bind, sorry. Good height, though. Okay, good patience.
Go, boys!
A combined weight of 260 kilos between Bourne Venter and Thomas du Toit. Malcolm Marx is no small man, bookended by those 2 giants, and Doris isn't hanging around.
Keep coming, thank you. Right, that ball is out.
So fast off his feet. Just takes away the ankles of the Irish captain.
Right, use it. Counter's good. Don't touch the 9. That's enough. You're off your feet.
Well, du Toit, he can't swing himself round. It's one of the World Rugby laws that is coming in to stop cynical play. O'Brien hunting down Moody.
Player falling.
And Moody looks so composed, so classy.
2 hands. Ball is out.
How did Reinach get that one away? Massive left shoulder arise from Andrew Porter.
Use it.
There's a real sense of chaos and mayhem in the breakdown at the moment. Tooth and nail stuff from both sides. As the most capped Springbok ever, Eben Etzebeth.
Use it.
Just nosedives. And Reinach, he's not clubbed right again.
No touch.
But everyone misses until Ruan Nortje gets gobbled up by more Irish arms.
There go. Supporting your own weight. Use it! Right, use it.
Just the briefest of lulls, and maybe enough serenity for Reinach to get his distance right, and he does. Colby springs up to challenge Hansen. And at the moment, Ireland are first to sweep the crumbs on all these kicks. Furlong, Prendergast.
Penalty.
Ringrose spots a bit of undefended grass, and O'Brien is after it.
Offside.
Springboks offside, though.
There's a very good option from Gary Ringrose.
The
execution wasn't exactly as he wanted. He was trying to angle it a little bit more towards that touchline in the 22. Once it got on the ground, it just started bobbling a little bit towards the coverage. Helped them out. Otherwise, it could have been a
just be careful.
Foot rush to see who was going to get there early, but nonetheless, coming back for that penalty.
Even if we have a ruck and it goes
sloppy few moments from South Africa, a couple of loose box kicks from Reinach.
The white kit for Ireland, by the way, if you're wondering, harking back to sort of the traditions of, well, dating back centuries to when touring teams would wear their home kit, so they didn't have to bring quite as much stash. Ireland in white. And Ireland supercharged. There's been an incredible intensity to this opening 17 minutes.
I think for anyone watching out there that absolutely loves their line out, South Africa are unbelievable to watch. It's just the athleticism, the way they read, the way they're doing what you would call a mirror defence, and they're trying to cut off all of Ireland's options. Ireland are trying to use movement, and a bit of deception and decoys, but they move so fast and they're so big, these guys.
Well, Ireland, not content with a throw to the tail, add another 5 metres or so on, and they build a slow, deliberate maul. Aki, Prendergast gets a bit of a deflection. They need to take down Colby.
Side entry.
But they always had the penalty.
Yeah, but it became a maul, and then players subsequently entered from the side. 4 and 7.
As you said, Joe, that line out was all of 20 metres. As soon as you exit beyond the 15, both sides are able to rush up. It means the line out is over. You have to throw to that pod, which Ireland did. But then it was from the ensuing next breakdown that South Africa were ruled to have been illegal, giving Ireland an opportunity to get themselves on the score sheet.
Speak to Christoph if you want clarity.
Well, this young Leinsterman who has been thrust into this 10 jersey, age 21 for his debut. Just to put it into perspective, Johnny Sexton was 24 when he first pulled on the green of Ireland. Huge weight of responsibility on his shoulders. Not just tonight, but for the designs that everyone in Dublin has. Cannoned off the upright and low. Smartest to react. Ringrose hurtles into green jerseys. Ireland doing the best with an errant kick, and the Viva roaring Van der Fleer almost through a hole. Ringrose, back into heavy Springbok traffic. Oh, that's a clumsy looking clear out from Ryan, but Doris will continue to deliver. Irish runners stuttering. Burn for Ireland. The Kildare man with the killer blow from point blank range for Ireland.
Patient score for Ireland. Actually, James at Gibson Park, the ball just jammed on him ever so slightly. We are going to TMO.
We're looking out for a illegal clear out by Ireland number 4.
The one that you called out, Joe, the legality of this clear out is being questioned. Well, the law dictates you're not allowed to go off your feet at ruck time. You often do, but that is probably a bit clear and obvious going off your feet. I'd say it's going to be a penalty against James Ryan.
Yeah, Draco, you also have to make an attempt to wrap.
Okay, so the South African player, number 10, was over the ball jackling. He is pulled to floor by the Ireland player. And then the Irish player is then late arriving, number 4. I believe it's definite head contact.
Yes.
But glancing. But, okay. Can we just see one more time from the touchline, please?
Yeah, coming forward.
Well, there's more in that. That's making contact. I don't know how glancing that is.
The dynamic have been falling over that player, so we're not sure whether that arm will come. So I'm going to send it to off-field. Number 4. Okay. Okay, we have a decision. Number 4 is an illegal clear out and makes contact with the head. It will be a yellow card and it will go from off-field review.
I think Matthew Carley's quite right. He's looking at it, he's probably thinking that there's more to it, like you said, Rico, and he's just deferred it to the bunker.
I didn't initially see the illegality of it, and that might be the double whammy in this. If you do make head contact and you're always illegal, you could find this one upgraded to a red card very easily. It just depends on the perspective of how much contact or how impactful that collision is, and it looks significant.
Yeah, the big one as he looked wildly out of control as well.
A rush of blood to the head of James Ryan denies Ireland the try, and a player for the next 10 minutes, maybe more.
As soon as you move forward.
Depending
as soon as you move forward.
On the potential upgrade. The Springboks reluctant to find touch right now. And Prendergast may have just found it, but a little prematurely. It's a big error to hand territorial dominance back to the Springboks.
It's just getting away from Ireland a little bit, isn't it? You know, when you have the double whammy of scoring a try, having that chalked off, you lose a man to the bin. Last thing you want to do is compound that with another error. That's what Prendergast has done, and now South Africa sense there's great opportunity with an additional man in the pack. There's every chance that this one's going to be mauled.
Hey, Ryan. Thank you. Good timing, no problem.
But we can see South Africa just looking to bust through the middle. Pieter-Steph du Toit, two-time World Player of the Year, a nominee. The decoy, and well, the height of Hansen a little too much for Moody. And I think we're going to hear from former Ireland international winger Tommy Bowe on Mack Hansen, in fact.
Yeah, thank you very much, guys. Yeah, the atmosphere down here pitch side, real disappointment there. Ireland getting themselves right back into the game. Of course, the ball off the post. James Lowe, fantastic in the opening 20 minutes. Mack Hansen, also a doubt coming into this game, has been wonderful. Ireland getting themselves into the right areas of the pitch, but they need to be more clinical and they need to come away with points. That yellow card, a hammer blow for this Irish side. South Africa, you just don't know what they can pull out of their hat.
Well, Hansen, the man involved again, he's playing a good role as a goalkeeper, let alone a fullback. Two would-be kicks blocked out
I can hear you.
by the man who just lit this stadium up last week against Australia.
Let's not lose the tempo, please, guys.
Hendrick was pointing that last line out, or the two on previous. It's very surprising to see South Africa not going to the ball. They're going to suck in one of Ireland's players. Don't be surprised they go for it now.
York here. Huge presence in the line-out for South Africa in the Rugby Championship. The man to go to, but Byrne, talismanic for the Lions this summer, pulls through. And Ireland are showing just the fight that delights this Dublin crowd. Oh, it's ponderous from Lowe.
Still inside.
But when you're as strong as Ireland's left wing, you can often get yourself out of jail, even when you've talked yourself in there.
Use it! Wait here, wait!
It's going to be an interesting period of time, that without James Ryan, or whether it's 10 or whether it's 20 minutes, that just Ireland, the line out. You can't give South Africa clean ball in the line out, but you've also got to be careful with the man down, not to let their maul get momentum. The breakdown as well, you can't chase the breakdown too much and then end up with too many players in there. So how they navigate this next period of time is going to be very, very interesting.
South Africa launch another assault. This one's going to come down with a bit of stardust on it. So hard. Hansen again owns the airspace, and Ireland once more goes straight out on the full.
No, backwards off Ireland, I thought.
Really good from Mack Hansen initially, because it was, again, a really, really high Garryowen, but Mack gets up higher than Caden Moody.
On the cut.
Back to back, and then Tommy O'Brien is the one that kicks it straight into touch. That's why we go back to that point for a South African line-out. Another great attacking opportunity, and their line-out has really been
Issa denied, but one last menacing carry.
We will have to look at that pass.
From Bonfenter.
We will look at it. I've already alerted the TMO. I've already alerted
South
the TMO.
Africa have their second try of the night.
Before we go back to the restart. The pass inside from 8, I think.
It's just a query, isn't there, about that offload from Wiese, I think it is. Whether it comes out of his hand forward. It's this one here. He gets pirouetted around. I think that one does travel forward, doesn't it?
Time off.
Going to show you a forward pass.
Okay, so we've got a TMO check. So that pass there, we believe, is forward, Jacko?
Correct.
Okay, so we have a decision. Happy?
Yeah, over to you.
The pass from 8 inside to number 5 comes out of the hands forward. It will be no try and scrum to Ireland.
He doesn't even wait for his TMO decision. He's called it himself, and that's what World Rugby 1 referees, not having too much dead time, not waiting a minute, seeing multiple replays, but actually catching on the big screen once and going, right, it's a forward pass, let's go forward. And now the unenviable task for Ireland to defend a scrum, which they've been on the receiving end in the first couple. And the second row down as well, Dricko. I'm sure they'll probably bring Bundee Aki into the side of that scrum to try to help them. They'll try to go channel 1, get it away nice and quickly and set it up. And from an Irish point of view, it'll be let's get out of this 22 as quickly as we can. But South Africa worked out really, really well back down that blind side. The big missed pass from Reinach.
Yeah, but you've got to trust that I can see that clearly.
Making a break, and look, the offload is forward, but Ireland are going to have to be very, very aware.
Make sure you're bound in. I know. Yeah.
I think from a scrum point of view, and you're watching this, you'll watch the impact that Malcolm Marx has. He's almost trying to lift that Irish front row to get them a little bit higher, and then it comes down to how much weight and power you have, which South Africa have abundance of.
Bundee Aki, Ireland's answer to Esterhuizen, inserts himself in the back row, and Doris does remarkably.
Onside.
Ireland, it is all hands to the pump right now in their 22, just looking to survive
make a good choice here.
this yellow card period that's yet to be determined. Willemse. He's going to catch this one. Hesitant from Ireland, and they're just feeding the ambition and the belief of the Springboks. A kick scrambles towards the corner, but it's well watched by Hansen.
Dricko, I would never question Jamison Gibson Park, but you wonder there, being down to 14 men, whether you get that off the pitch.
Time off. Okay.
It's time to hear the verdict. Will we see James Ryan again in this match?
Helen. Thank you. We have a decision from the bunker. The yellow card will be upgraded to a 20-minute red card because it is high danger, because the action is always illegal.
Well, his first red card of his career, a 20-minute one for this. Rush of blood to the head.
I don't know if you could hear the referee there where he said he was always illegal, and that's where there's no mitigation comes into play. If you're always illegal and there's head contact, you're looking at red card.
Dan Jones, the foul play review officer, who was the man who upgraded Ty Burns. It's now the turn of James Ryan. Tommy O'Brien just almost has it in his grasp. And it is a dozen depleted minutes now for Ireland to navigate until they get the respite of half-time.
Yeah, Joe, I think that's exactly it. They've now got to really navigate this next 12 minutes. They've got to try to get out of their own half. They've got to get control of the game. Can't keep going set piece to set piece. That's South Africa's game. They're going to try to pepper the air the way they have. But Ireland now, they're just going to have to knuckle down, and it's going to be a huge defensive effort needed for the next. But we got just over 12 minutes. I think on these ones, it's where your scrum half and Ireland have an incredibly smart one where he's going to have to make decisions, sitting in the backfield a bit, plugging into the holes in the line where he's needed.
All eyes on Cobus Reinach here as well. He's such a threat. Travels a little. De Allende just skips it on to his centre partner. Those two know each other so well. Dual double World Cup winners.
That was brilliant from Doris there. Really important.
Yeah, you went that way.
That counter ruck stopped the quick possession for South Africa that had made good inroads. Knowing that there was penalty advantage, happy to concede 3 or fight to have another shot off this next line out. But good from the Ireland captain. We're going to need some big moments from an Irish perspective now.
This is one of the key battlegrounds, and it is one that is being bested by South Africa right now. 2 lineouts lost to Ireland in this first half. A forest of enormous arms of the Springboks to contend with, and it's clean as a whistle once again for the double world champions. Malcolm Marx, a prolific try scorer from these positions, just slotted in at the back, and Ireland can't help but be illegal.
Number 1 on the floor. They fell over number 1. Who
Ireland initially defended that very, very well, and then most teams at that stage will try to move it, but South Africa backed themselves. They put a little bit more squeeze on, and then I think it was Andrew Porter was adjudged to have pulled it down. It'll be interesting to see if they go scrum or line out.
Scrum.
Both aspects of their play are exceptional at the moment, but they're really fancying themselves in this scrum contest. Porter just loses his feet, and as a result, whether it's intentional or not, trips up that maul, bringing it down. Easy viewpoint for the referee to see the penalty. Stay of execution for Ireland.
And Ireland opt to put Bundy on the blind side. There'll be a man down in the back line as the darting eyes of Cobus Reinach surveys the scene.
Yeah, I think it's sort of probably a bit of a spotlight on that sort of Irish squad and the Irish bench.
Do not lean across on the bind like that, and do not pre-engage.
Second row, and maybe the last quarter of the game. But it's kind of one of those where you need a big scrummaging lock behind Tadhg Furlong and Andrew Porter at the minute. Andrew Porter is going to have to keep his right side really, really square. The referee is going to be going after him. Yeah, I don't imagine the ball being played to these 3.
Look at it. Well, on penalty advantage, watch the 3 of these flooding the line, because if you do see an arm stretched out from the referee, South Africa are excellent at playing that penalty advantage. They will go to one of those 3, charging the line, trying to get after Tommy O'Brien or Prendergast.
More penalty advantage, more time for Moody and Co to shine. Oh, it is a jolting
on the outside
hit from Tommy O'Brien, who looks to have done himself a mischief in doing anything he could to stop Canan Moody.
2 players injured, stop. He's not for me, he's square. You are the first person to take a step to the left, and then that's what's causing you to come out, okay? You must stay in front of him.
And could more punishment be meted out for an Irishman here?
Looks like a horrific collision first and foremost. I hope both players are going to be okay, particularly Tommy O'Brien. He is a little bit high. He doesn't have that hinge of his hips that referees are looking for.
Okay, so we have a TMO check.
Where is the impact? Where is the collision? There's some cheers from the crowd here, thinking that Moody might be to blame. He's not.
With South Africa 14.
Is he maybe wrong-footed by the fact that it almost goes to De Allende in there?
No, the reality is there's head contact there. How severe it is, again, is up to the referee and TMO, but you could easily find another bunker situation. He's hit him in the jaw. He has.
Yeah, and I think Drickle, just because he loses the collision, doesn't take away from that fact.
So we're considering penalty only, so we're between penalty and yellow card at the moment. He's really passive. And some of the forces through the chest to the chest. Okay, so we have an agreement between us. So we have a decision. Jacko, we're going to go for a penalty only. We believe the player is extremely passive, and although he makes head contact, both players are dipping into the action as well.
Yeah, fine with that.
Okay, so it's going to be a penalty. You've got a choice of a penalty here or a penalty over there.
South Africa escaped early on. Ireland might
it's on the 15 or
feel
on the 5.
that they're a bit fortunate there. I've certainly seen those ones, even though it is a more passive collision. That upright nature does often merit a yellow card when there is a head contact, which there clearly was.
Penalty. I've already spoken to their prop to change his actions.
Tommy O'Brien was that Matthew Carley started at a yellow and then was looking for mitigation to come down rather than starting at the high level. But yeah, look, I totally agree with you.
Must improve, okay? Stay up,
but
stay square.
Another scrum.
Yeah, of course.
Ireland
weight on the bind,
dropping to 13 on this occasion, but the danger isn't done. The creaks are getting that little more audible with every scrum that the eights embrace.
So this is just
I'm terribly sorry, I've had a late call. We've got to get a player off for a
the ground is their friend.
14, you've got to go for a head injury assessment.
They've got to think about their chest getting towards the ground, because South Africa, like we said earlier, they're trying to lift them, and that's allowing Thomas Dutoit to get through. So Ireland have got to be thinking, you go down. If you're Dan Sheehan in the middle of that scrum, you're thinking, worst case scenario, we take it to ground.
Tommy O'Brien is going to head off for an HIA. Looks like he's got the same nose guy as Harry Potter from the week before as well. And, well, I'd say there's a few Munstermen in the crowd, because Jack Crowley is getting some reception. It's a real reshuffle for Ireland here, and, well, Jamison Gibson-Park deputised at fullback last week. He looked pretty good at 10. And it's going to be a real conundrum as to how Ireland position their players.
It's interesting that they've opted for Crowley instead of Tom Farrell. Obviously, there's no like-for-like replacement really there. You have to have that little shuffle around. Matt going out onto the wing. Crowley at fullback, where he's well accustomed to playing.
Both up at the same time.
Well, it'll be a scrum reset. Not that Tadhg Furlong agrees, but even then, just halting the South African charge, denying them a penalty, that's being rapturously received here in the Aviva.
Yes, Joe, and just even the opportunity for Tadhg Furlong to question Matthew Carney, put a little bit of doubt to his head.
You too. I know it's difficult. The longer you stay down, the more we have a contest, okay?
He always looks to lose
at
scrum time tag anyway.
South Africa
hold your bind,
dominating possession this last 10 minutes. Setting up camp in the Irish 22. Penalty advantage. Giolende this time does get his carry, and Ringrose has to work in unison with Prendergast. More indiscretions, more big men running at Irish defenders. Eben Etzebeth, the only man who knows how it feels to win a match in Dublin for South Africa. Peter stepped aside. Ireland infringing with a band. Through the Irish defense. defence like a scalpel.
Could be worse for Ireland as well. Matthew Carley looks as though he's reaching into his pocket again.
3 penalties in the same sequence, offside.
For another yellow card. Double bad news for Ireland. It's Sam Prendergast. Certainly don't want to lose your playmaker. You don't want to lose anyone, but neither your halfbacks are the ones you want to go to the bin. But Reinach, really well taken score. Jeez, it's been coming. It really has. Ireland have done well to limit it to 5 points, and now with an extra man gone, they're going to be properly up against it for the remainder of this half at least.
Yeah, Dirk, I think he got Sam Prendergast didn't roll away from a couple of rucks previous. He's offside there. It just shows you there's a lesson in that, where a lot of times teams get penalty advantage and they try something miracle, but actually if you can accumulate or cause the opposition to accumulate penalties, then it puts a bit of pressure on the referee to go to further sanction of that yellow card.
Rassi said this week it'll take a colossal effort to beat Ireland in Dublin. It's something he's never achieved as a coach.
Let's play.
Only as a player. But it is now Ireland who must find an inner strength. Down to 13, trailing by a dozen on the scoreboard. And 5 minutes and a bit of change to survive as this pulsating half of Quarter Nation Series rugby. Moody picks Hansen's pocket in the skies, and South Africa are rocking and rolling, and they're queuing up out wide. Creel, Peter Steptoe gets clattered by Archie, and a bit of chaos ensues on the deck, and Van der Fleer drops on the grenade. Cynical. Shades of Cody Taylor last week, but I think it'll just be the penalty against South Africa. Welcome respite, though, for the Irish.
Yeah, well, James Lowe was thinking about taking a quick tap. He thought again about it. Just a great opportunity for Ireland. Really good scramble defence to get themselves back in the point with so many numbers down. And a half-decent kick to the corner to boot.
The loneliest seat in the Aviva belongs to Sam Prendergast. Just under 8 minutes to go, and James Ryan in the background, the spectre of the second row, and his deeds. His time to be served, but he won't return. Cian Prendergast and Jack Conan, the options to replace him in a few minutes' time. What a claim from Ryan Baird. Ireland need to rally. They need their big men. They need guys like Josh Van der Fleer. A barnstorming break from the back row. Anarchy like a rocket, almost there. Sheehan. Down the man with a taste for tries. Feasts on the South African defence. Drags Ireland back into the contest.
It was funny before that. You felt like, regardless of scoring, Ireland needed to just stay in this South African 22 for the next 3-4 minutes. It was a brilliant take by Ryan Baird. Break off by Josh Van der Fleer, and then it's just about speed of breakdown, which they haven't had in the South African 22 yet. But then Gibson Park, just smart options. Dan Sheehan, who has been very, very heavily involved in the loose in this first half so far, finishing really, really well. But this is exactly what Ireland needed.
It was just intent, wasn't it? That's all it was. Hard ball carrying, running at the line, being unwilling to be knocked back, as we see Jack Crowley knocking over the additional 2 points. Excellent from Ireland, not feeling sorry for themselves, being down a couple of numbers, but just simplifying their game with really, really aggressive ball carrying. One from Van der Fleer, second one from Aki, and then the final one for Sheehan to get over the whitewash. Excellent.
And just on that second line from Van der Fleer, if you're watching that replay, Visa just hesitates, which gives Dan Sheehan that soft shoulder to score.
Ireland have done something special in sealing that 7-pointer. 1 minute and 40 seconds to navigate now
feet, 3, let go.
until it's off to the half-time huddles.
Use it!
By the way, Dan Sheehan sitting next to Louis Diabiare as the man who's scored the most tries this year. Remarkable company to keep. But this half is not done, and Malcolm Marx and these Springboks will be desperate to reinstate the 12-point lead they held moments ago. De Allende, always a man for unglamorous meters, and fumbled forward uncharacteristically by Reinach. And if Ireland can survive the scrum, they'll survive the half.
Yeah, the good thing with the scrum and Ireland ball is they can do that quick feed and get the ball out. I don't think Keelan Doris, well, certainly the front row won't be thanking him if he hangs around at the back of that.
Jacko, put it on the screen. And a hand on the floor in the bottom of that ruck. Yep.
He's not so sure about that ruck, is he? He thinks there might have been a bit of mischief involved.
Okay. So, number 21. 22. No, we're not. 22.
Oh.
Number 22. Leave the field.
There may be trouble ahead, and there is another yellow
Clearly
card.
off his feet. That is the cynical action, number 22.
You said it, Joe. You said it, Joe. It was the exact same as last week with England, New Zealand. Cynical play in a ruck.
There is a zero tolerance to cynical play, and in this November, it has been a first 40 minutes of autumnal-coloured cards for Ireland. 2 yellows, an orange, and big brother Cian bounding on to try and bail out younger brother Sam, who's still watching on from the sidelines. Ireland are down. Well, no, they're back to 13. They were almost down to 12.
6.
But interesting, South Africa going to the corner instead of pushing that lead out on the score. They really want to back themselves. A lot of pressure made forward now, Joe.
South Africa with the bit between their teeth.
5, get out!
Crunching through the gears. Ty Burns made a nuisance of himself, but he's done so nefariously. How long will Matthew Carley's patience hold?
He seemed like the only one that wasn't listening to it. The responsibility is with his teammates to make sure they drag him out of there if he can't hear it.
Sorry, it's further out here, guys.
I was going to say, initially Matthew Carley was standing on the 5-metre line, and there was probably only one thing South Africa were doing there. But yet again, they're pushing it.
Here's the mark.
That illegal act has allowed them to get closer to the Irish line again. You imagine they'll go to the corner and they'll try to maul
1
them
and
over.
3 green
They should go to a
replacements.
scrum. You've got to go to a scrum here because Ireland now have 2 backs missing.
And here we go. A couple of sticks of early dynamite tossed onto the field from Rassie Born-Venter, and Thomas du Toit make way for Gerhard Steenenkamp and Wilco Louw, who weighs 144 kilos.
And there's future threats of someone going in the bin again. He said there's been 3 scrums in a row.
Not left.
Keep it up. It's the last thing Ireland needs. But this is such an unbelievable attacking opportunity because they've got momentum in the scrum. If they do get penalty advantage, they have a 7-on-5 advantage in the backs. Surely they'll find a way to get it done.
Bind! Set!
New faces, same story. Ireland crumbling under the intense pressure of the Springboks pack. The loopy old ball. Feinberg and Gomezulu is going to improvise.
Yeah, you wonder how long Matthew Carley's patience while they're in the answer.
4 scrums in a row. 4 scrums in a